Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I want to share with you a clip from a recent YouTube members live event. In this one, we're going to talk about what is it going to take for Splinterlands to have massive player adoption. Is it going to be sort of a grassroots advertising campaign? Is it going to be something the team does? Is it going to be Apple TV and mass eyeballs falling on Killer Whales, that TV event? If it had to be one thing, I think it might just be the marketing that naturally comes as token prices appreciate. I want to explain that argument in this video. I hope you'll stick around for that. Have an amazing day. God bless. Big question. No one is talking about how many new content creators will we get after episode airs. If we get 50 to 100, how big are their channels? They can really increase exposure. Yeah, I would say that's true. You know, we saw Ali come through and cover the game for like a moment, right? For just a minute there. And she's a big creator. And Ali Straza, and I don't really know that moved the needle for us. And then I've been in conversations I went on Jim Morgan's channel, Jim and his buddy Dan. They cover tabletop board games. And more recently, Lorcana. It's like a Disney collectible card game. And I bring it up because as I spoke into that space with that group of people, their audience members said all the same nonsense stuff about NFTs that you've heard, the same corny jokes you've heard 100 times. You know, your NFT picture is, you own it. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to screenshot it. Now I own it. And they think they're so funny. But that joke's been made a million times because they don't understand the utility of having blockchain ownership and that capacity to trustlessly exchange or share or rent a token. And then when you wrap in utility within that token, not just an image, not just a JPEG essentially on a blockchain, but I'm talking utility like a collectible card game, monster or summoner, etc. Now you actually have a resource that can earn revenue, trivial though it may seem at first, and that's yours to sell, burn, trade, and in a trustless way. So they don't get any of that. My point in bringing that up is there's audiences that they're so blind to what this could be. And so, you know, it seems like Ali Straza didn't work. It seems like Waka trying to approach, you know, from like a third party who maybe excited a certain community in a certain way, didn't work. And then I look at even myself going onto channels that love Splinterlands, even like Jim does, but then that audience just rejecting it. And one more note on that, I was listening to People's Guild interviewing Jeff Opens Cards, and Jeff Opens Packs. I always forget. Anyways, Jeff was on, and they were having a conversation about how he owns a literal, card store, and he loves Splinterlands, and he invests more than he admits he invests more than he thinks he should, because he really enjoys it. But then he doesn't sort of share that with his community of people who attend and buy from him, because he doesn't really believe that it would be received well. That audience agrees with the sentiment the corny sentiment I just shared. People think, NFTs are not meaningful. That technology doesn't make sense to them. They haven't maybe thought about it. They haven't considered it. And so I just wonder if the growth in exposure will have the impact that we want. That's a skepticism that I have a little bit of. But as I've always said, I think that the price appreciation on SPS will circumvent every barrier, hurdle, impediment to our player growth adoption. What do I mean? As we see SPS grow in price, the greatest advertising I expect to come to Splinterlands is going to come from SPS growing in price. And that's why I think flywheel stuff with the SPS being able to burn into it, SPS no longer being printed really in almost any way. And then you go, well, you need a DEC for a variety of different things in the game, whether it's card purchases, card rentals, liquidity pool participation, etc. And then you go, well, the only way to get that is by burning the SPS. And the only way to get SPS is by either buying it off the marketplace or earning it through the game. That flywheel stuff to me is writing on the wall, SPS goes up. And if that's true, you start to get to a place where the game will break down every wall of doubt, because price alone will FOMO these people in. Now, I say that both as I think a truth, but also as a disappointing reality, because those people will get roasted. They will come in, certain audiences of people will come in when SPS is at its highs, and they'll say, look at how this crazy game and how much I'm earning. And this happens at every token, every single token. If we go back to that crypto marketplace and we start to look at some of these other tokens, I've heard, the number of times I heard people talk about Solana, look at Solana, as if this is the hidden secret. You know, here we are in October of last year at $23 and today at $148. And so you're at a 5x, 6x. And people even like last week telling me, Dwayne, like Solana, man, I can't wait for it to get back up to like 1,000 or whatever. That's what they're saying. Like it used to be 250, so it's like it can go to 1,000. Who knows? 2,000. And I go, you're already up 6x since October. Don't you think it would be wise to maybe take a little off the table? No, I can't do that yet. That mentality is at work within all cryptocurrency, because moon missions, Lambos, the greed grabs us, right? The sentiment changes, and then you can never go down. First, it can never go up. And that's how everybody believes this game will never take off. No one will ever play this game. There'll never be adoption. The tokens will never grow in price. Talking about Splinterlands. And then when it starts to, they'll say, oh, it can never go down. It's perfect. There'll never be another bear market. SPS to $1, $10, $100, who knows? And those people will be the driving force that will make our token reach crazy places. I believe that. They will play a role in that. We really will see player adoption in the hundreds of thousands, I think. A lot of them will get roasted. And so I don't say that as like I can't wait for that to happen, because I know that there will be a real dark downside to what's happening when that happens. Every time you reach an all-time high, somebody buys the all-time high. And then they sit on those bags for years and hopefully learn a lesson. Some people ruin their lives in those moments. So as exciting as the next 90 days might be, it will represent something terrible for a certain audience of people. So when I bring it back to player growth, and the best advertising being price appreciation, the scary thing is that the best advertising for Splinterlands will be the SPS token growing in price, because the number of dollars you're earning per win will grow radically. They'll drive new player adoption. People will buy cards because the card prices will be spiking. They'll be spiking because the rewards in the game are spiking. And so rentals and card values will grow radically. People will say, I'm becoming a millionaire by owning assets in Splinterlands. They'll funnel in, they'll drive that mission to the moon. People like you and me who've been here for 4 years will definitely benefit. But we have to know that as we dunk on these guys and we say, look at what I've done, we have to remember that there's another side of that coin, that somebody bought it and lost their shirt. And will that allow full and long-term growth to our player base? Think about that. It's like there will be this breakthrough moment where player base will grow astronomically because of everything I just said, but lots of those people will buy the top, then feel super disappointed, let down, embarrassed when the numbers come back down to earth. And lots of them will leave. That's what happened last bull market. That's what happened next bull market. And now I bet this will translate to some amount of meaningful long-term player growth. If we have 5,000 now, I bet we make it to 50,000, and maybe it stays there. Like, I mean, we go way past 50,000. You know, maybe we make it to like 5 million or something crazy accounts are playing this game. Now, we've cratered back down to 50,000. That's a huge growth. That would be awesome. That would be sustainably amazing. But yeah, max joy for some is definitely max pain for others.